Hello everyone, I'm High Treason and welcome back to The Long Drive. I'm driving our car. I might have ruined it, you know. That VW engine might sit too low and grind on the floor, but it could also just be the terrain being rough. I did say past a point we will have to drive slower, and we might be rapidly approaching that point. And I think that's the case because this engine doesn't look like it sits really low. Still, we'll see how we go. It could just be that we're in this snow biome and the traction is crap. My chair's in completely the wrong spot. It's forcing my foot like fall down on the gas pedal. Yeah, come on. We'll drive near that tower. I'm doing this just to show you it closer because I don't think we've been there one. Yep, it's a tower, alright. There is a faucet on the side of them, but God, why are my pedals all the way over there? This is all wrong today, this setup. Oh God, here we go. Let's get my foot ready now, the brake pedal. So I keep some gas on because it gives you better control than just like coasting. And I mean, as I say, you know, this is a game. There is no damage model for the brakes. We can just abuse them like this the whole way down. We need to. I've just got up, so I don't want to go too fast just yet. What was that noise? That sounded proper dodgy. Let's get out of here, man. This world is becoming more and more hostile to us the farther we go, isn't it? There it was again. And look at this terrain, like it's really getting out of hand. We're out of the snow already. It's sad. Like I say, you don't see those very much, the snow biomes. I'm going to slow down. I'm bottling it here a bit, I think. Put the, yeah. Oh dear. It's quite hard to drive at this speed, this car, especially in all this jutting terrain. Yeah, this car rides low. Now we're down in the valley of the Jolly Green Giant. I swear the Harley commercial used to set up, not down. It makes no sense. You can't be up in a valley, can you? I suppose you could if you started at a point of even lower elevation. Yeah, we're going back up the hills, that's the thing. We've got to go back up the other side. Oh man, look at this. Look at my speed, it's dropping. It's not good. It's not at all good. It's a lot better than it was though, look at that. Doing a steady 100k. If it's long enough hill, it probably will fall off, but the car's doing alright. We're still gaining no speed now we're on the flat. I swear it's the higher elevation that does this. No one's ever mentioned it, but somebody not mentioning it I don't think really means much in this game. You know, that isn't proof that a feature doesn't exist, just the same as somebody saying it is doesn't serve as proof that it does. So, oh shit. That's what I was scared of. That was close. Okay. Yeah, that's what I didn't want to happen. We nearly biffed that lamppost. Oh look, it's another one. I've got a common car in these parts. Okay, so that's the radiator this has. Is that the same as ours? It is, so we're on the correct radiator. We should be full of oil. I'm going to sleep the night off. We'll even risk rabbits. Watch. You don't scare me. Right. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's a lot of boxes. This almost looks like it's double generated here. Can't get them out of there. That's probably why this window has no glass in it, you know. so that you can do this. Yeah, not a lot of people seem to be aware of the fact that this window is open. You can usually force objects through them anyway, but there you go, we'll chuck that in the car. Yeah, I've never seen one spawn like this other than when the double generation bug was in the game. Right now it just becomes like one of them slide puzzles. That's a music box. That's a wooden box. Yeah, I was hoping it'd be like a brush or something. You know, we'd be able to clean up the car a bit. Out in there, it's full of empty. And I should have known. Yeah, there is a thing I'd like to find that appears in those sometimes. Oh, I'll have this measly amount of gasoline, then we'll carry on. It's just me, or are we actually slowly losing quantity of... No, because we never had a full tank, did we? So no, we're about right, I think. Oh gosh. Yeah, it rides too low, this car. That's the problem with it riding so low, it clips everything. It's not the engine, like I say, I thought maybe the engine was sticking out the bottom, but nope. It is the car itself, it rides too low for its own good. Look at that. Suspension's real soft as well. So that's its own worst enemy. There you go. Biff. Biff. Do it again, yes. And again. And again. And if I turn hard, yeah, that'll knock the corners in. So this car is unfit to drive, really. We'll keep it for a couple of parts, but yeah, I'll keep an eye open for something else. You know, we'll probably end up on something worse if we keep making good progress. I would like to see it cleaned up though, this one. Like, because it's done a lot for us, this car, really, hasn't it? I saw that and I was just like, I can't steer away in time, I'm just going to have to hit it. Like, you can't always, you know, I couldn't react fast enough. I was just like, no, we're going to crash, we'll just go for it. Square, that hubcap is probably lost forever. I'm not really going to waste time looking for it. We might even have lost it earlier. Like with all the swerving, but they sometimes just fall off. But it's alright. It's just a hubcap. A few bits fell off in the car. I'm not too bothered, you know. I don't think we've... As long as you don't lose a radiator or something like that. You know, the car still drives in its current state. Oh dear. There you go, and that mirror is... Can you pick that up, please? There we go. Pickup. No, it's not a pickup, it's a car. It's a saloon. Right, it's not on the floor, is it? No, it's gone. It's probably not gone far. We probably could find it, but... It's such a common object in this game that there's really not too much point in crying over spilt milk as far as those go. If we crash again, the wheel is now a bit more likely to fall off, but that's alright. It actually handles the crashes pretty good, this car, I've got to hand it to it. You'd think with a rusty piece of shit like this, it would just fall to bits. Unless perhaps that's what saves it. I mean, the rust, you know, just crumble, so... It might be that the car just sort of doesn't give a fuck, because like, it just sort of, you know, it's like sort of the difference between crashing a, like, piece of, like, sheet steel into something and a bit of sheet paper into something, you know, like tissue paper where it just tar. It's probably what the rust does. Man, we're not getting a whole lot of speed here. I think the handbrake on, did I? No. I'd like to get out to this haunted house. I think we're going to cross over the road, actually. Let's just go up to the road then. See, I tried to see the road, like, does it loop back? And I couldn't see it, so I was like, well, it mustn't. The road either goes straight from where we were or goes to the right, which I figured would be a bit odd, but... See, at this speed, it doesn't bottom out the car so much. It's just not a car that was built for high speeds. And yeah, even this engine's struggling now. Look at this. Like, we're down to 70 fucking kilometers per hour. Like, it's going back up a bit. Wow, it looks weird from that angle because it just looks like the top part of the house. Man, it does make some weird noises, this car. Had to be done. Oh, crap. There you go, as long as we didn't lose anything. Let's have a quick look around here. We didn't stop for like the last part or two, did we? So I figure we should stop a bit in this one. I know I don't use the light switches on these buildings anywhere near as much as I probably should. No vehicles. Got a hubcap though, that's in good shape. We've got what looks like a pretty much perfect tyre as well. I think some of our tyres are still not perfect. They're a little bit sort of dodgy. The trailer's tyres are in really good shape. The wheels suck, but the tyres are like new. I'm not going to wander around looking at this building or anything. This is not usually anything that fantastic in them for what we're doing now. Those tyres might be a bit better than these. Oh yeah. There you go then. Stick that one on that. And what about on the B side here? Beat generation. I don't let anything trouble my mind. I belong to the beat generation, and everything's going just fine. Yeah, we look about the same. So we have this one dodgy tyre now. It's not super dodgy. Whoa! How did that happen? Well, I don't know, but in any case, we have nearly perfect tyring on this car now, so that's nice. Shit, we can't put that sunroof on, really. Oh, that's a steep bit. There we go. And yeah, I think I was on about with, like, you know, you don't remember your dreams yesterday and stuff. I really wouldn't be surprised if everybody did dream, like, absolutely psychotic, evil stuff and just didn't remember it. Like, you know, how do we know that our brains don't have to play that stuff out? Like, they might feel a need to, but then, like I say, stop you going insane, your brain just erases it. So if you could record your dreams, you'd need somebody to... You know, you'd have to describe the dream to them, and they'd only show you that one. Because I think if you were forced to see, like, the really horrid dreams you don't remember, I think it would have a pretty negative effect on you. Like, it would make you a little bit crazy. I mean, I don't know, man. In any case, we're still driving here, and my car's still bottoming out because it's a piece of shit. And I'm slowly remembering, you know, why I don't like this car very much in this game. Because it's a nightmare to drive. It really is. I mean, it is getting us there. It is doing its job. It's just not doing it as well as another car might be able to. But it's doing it better than that truck did it, so... I don't feel I need to go out to the boat. We've got loads and loads of fuel for now. So we shall just continue down the road and see how much progress we can make. Come on, car. We're not going to do great things, at least let us make great progress. Poof. This'll get it. There you go. That poor car. I actually feel kind of bad for it. I really do. I'm not even joking. I mean, it probably thought it had retired, you know, that it was safe, that it didn't have to do these things anymore. And now it's been forced to drive at speeds it was never really intended to go at, and on terrain it likely wasn't really designed to drive on. And this is the thing, like I say, I can't bring myself to be mad at this car. I really can't. It would not have been my first choice or anything, but you know, we should probably just drive all the way to the end in this fucking car. I'm not going to. If I wasn't playing this for the YouTube like thing, I would do it. I would actually just take this car all the way to the end of the road and back down. It's such a beat piece of crap. I so want to fucking clean it up though. I want to find a diner with like 1 million cleaning supplies. We can at least get the car looking its best, you know. And maybe lose a little bit of its character doing that. I don't know, but I mean, I just feel like we should. I think we owe it to this car. It got us out of a jam, so you know we should take care of it. Give it the best fucking shot it has. I don't know what that is. I'm not going out to it. Oh gosh. It probably is going to flip at some point. Like one of these times when it bottoms out like that and it's at the front, it probably will cause the car to go fucking like that's going to happen, and it's going to kick the back end over. It's going to go heel over head. Ugh. Ugh. Man, its life is just pain, like constantly gouging itself like that. And we're starting to approach like outrunning the terrain generator all the time. This is what I mean. This is why I want to drive fast, because I know a time in which we can just lead foot around is running out very quickly. They're probably different on a faster PC. My PC is not allowed to go that fast by the operating system, mostly, to be honest. It can go faster than it does. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, these parts take me hours to render out. Like, all I'm doing is compressing them. I'm doing, like, no editing. I'm just compressing them down to MPEG 4s, like H.264. Or MPEG 2. MPEG 2 is usually a bit quicker. I'd rather not be using that in this decade, but you know, to get what speed I can. And yeah, it takes like, you know, 3, 4, 5 hours to render these, like to convert them to that format. And my fucking Presler can do it. It's a mid-2000s PC, and it can do it faster than this now. We've actually reached that point. Well, it's about the same. It depends what you're rendering. And that shouldn't be the case. This CPU is like 4 times faster. And it was 4 times faster at doing that job when it was new. And, well, I wasn't born yesterday, and I know computers don't slow down with time. The operating system might, you know, if it becomes, like, you know, corrupted, or the configuration's wrong, or you've got loads of crap running. I mean, it's not technically running slower, it's just running more things at that point. The CPU will not magically lose speed over time, so I know it's a software issue, and every time the operating system updates, it gets worse. And even if you throw a fresh installation at it with the current operating systems, it just continues to be worse. Well, I'm not taking a bus yet. On this terrain there's no point, and we might have quite honestly missed our chance to ever drive one just because this terrain is probably not going to let up on us. Now what the hell happened there? I swear sometimes aliens must spawn like in the desert somewhere and you just go just within the boundary of them. Or maybe they spawn under the wild. And they just, you know, for a moment within the range where they can stop your engine. I have seen some weird things in this game. I remember having an invisible rabbit once. Yeah, that was pretty dodgy. It's like attacking my car and knocking things flying, but couldn't see it, could only hear him. Okay, sleep the night off. Well, good to know the handbrake doesn't work very well. But yeah, we are, I would say, at least a fifth of the way there now. We're a part late reaching it on the counter. I had intended to cross at 1k on the like total counter, where at, you know, before the end of part 20. We're on part 21, but you and I both know that we're really over it already, so, you know, it's a minor fucking technicality. Is that building? Is that something I want to stop at? That looks quite pretty, this game, in the moments like this. You know, you have these rare moments where you're like, you know, that actually looks pretty nice. I can't see. That's quite a ways out. I'm not going there. It's one of them big houses. Well, it's bigger than my house, like at the start of the game. This guy must be like the absolute like peasant of the few people who are left. So he lives in like this dinky little house. Yeah, I was about to say, you got to be careful because sometimes I'm gonna hit the post. Sometimes vehicles spawn in like that. Damage report. We lost hubcaps. We didn't lose a mirror. We didn't lose headlights or bumpers. Lost another hubcap. We didn't bleed ourselves out. We had nothing in the trunk anywhere. An autosave maybe isn't a bad thing here because we quite easily end up murderising ourselves. You know what? That didn't go too badly, all things considered. I'd let that bus roll down the hill, but it won't do it because the bendy bus is so broken. It will just stop after a moment. Yeah, the terrain's getting harder. We're not going to be able to drive at these speeds for very much longer. You know, this is what I mean. I mean, we'll try and do what we can do, obviously, but we probably are going to get sort of slowed down by things like that more. And maybe I will start crashing. I mean, I can ease off a bit and stuff, and we'll be less likely to crash. And I probably will do that, but you know, it's I don't know. I think I should always push myself to take risks a little bit, and maybe because I'm recording just a touch more than maybe I would otherwise. Yeah, you realise now we're the total distance counter is like how far away we are from home, you know? Like at this point we're like 600 miles away. Like I think that's longer than the island I live on. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's maybe about the same actually. Don't know how long is the British Isles? Yeah, we're the British fucking Ah, shit. I've only been awake, like, for a few minutes, man. Leave me alone. So usually I record before I go to sleep, so you're probably hearing a different sort of me now, aren't you? Like, that you don't usually hear. Is that another road boat? No. That's the bloody title screen. I doubt it. I bet whatever seed that's on, it's really close to the start. Well, I don't need to stop at the road, but at some point though I should get a jerry can, fill it with diesel. Reason being that, you know, if we change vehicle again, then, you know, at some point we are going to, I don't know, I just thought it looked kind of cool. But, you know, at some point, if we're going to change vehicle, we might want a diesel one, and, oh, that's right next to the boat. This probably has a jerry can in it, so we can probably just do that now. That's unusual. That's really unusual. It's not sank in the ground. Look at that. You see, the serving takes longer. Yeah, terrain generation is definitely not as coherent as it once was. It's really not as coherent as it once was. It's starting to show the strains, isn't it? Ah, shite. Cleaning supplies. We definitely need those. Right, anything we want to keep, check it out there. Hopefully there's baskets and stuff. Might be able to get baskets. Got a sponge. There we go. We have, that's a jerry can. That is an empty. That is a basket. That's another jerry can. Let's just let the alcohol out of it, I think. Are you sure that's alcohol? I mean, it doesn't look very alcohol to me. It looked like pee. Oh, well, whatever. I didn't design this world, I only have to live in it. And it is unpleasant. If we can find us a tyre that's in perfect shape, that would be nice. All more cleaning supplies. That tyre's pretty good, but I don't think it's better than ours. It's about the same as that one dodgy one, I think. It's not bad, it's not a bad tyre or nothing, so we'll let it off. There's no point in swapping it because it's in the same condition as what we have. Oh, water. Well, just for convenience sake, we'll have a look at that. You know, I know how to deal with this car now. I've driven it long enough. Oh God, where's all that gone? Damn, it's all the oil gone. We want to put some of that in there. I mean, there should be oil in these, there usually is. I need about a ½ litre. Girls and Nature magazine. I got more water. Ah, fuck it, we'll leave the oil until we go to the boat. Can you get it, please? Up! Up! Yeah, that was weird. Let's close that. Let's reattach this, and now we'll deal with the things. Okay. So that can go in there immediately. And that can go in it. We might just be able to fit that one if we do it upside down like that. There we go. Jeez. This mess we've created. Bit of an art form to this. I have noticed it doesn't matter what I do, I can't get the desk noises to not be in the microphone, so you're just going to hear my mouse dragging around, and I've noticed my mouse dragging sounds way more violent than most people's. Which I'd understand if I was like moving it really twitchy all over the place, but I'm not, so I don't know why it sounds like that to you. It just sounds like I'm really ragging it. Right, let's fill that jerry can up with diesel and top up my engine oil. And then we'll go like another 10 minutes from there maybe or something, I don't know. It's not been the most exciting part, but we've had a couple of crashes and stuff, I suppose, so, you know, could have been better, could have been worse. This one's a nice, comfortable medium, I feel. Diesel is damn near guaranteeing these. There we go. Might have been quicker to just bring the jerry can in here. Oh well, whatever. We're rolling the barrel out now, so there you go. Have to get up on the car with it. Let's just fill that with diesel. It's not the prettiest way of doing things, carried about on the roof, but hey, you know, it is what it is. It's fine. There's no low tunnels or anything in this game. I'd like to see tunnels. And when I was on about the all-terrain generation, that would be neat actually, because essentially it was like a tunnel with no roof almost, the way that it would generate when the terrain got higher, and when it was low you had this big drop off the side of the road. And I quite liked the fact that, you know, if you went off the road you could fall like many, many feet to your doom, and you had have to drive a long way to get back up. But yeah, having a tunnel would be pretty neat, and I mean that would be a challenge in itself, because I mean I guess if you hit the wall of the tunnel, you know, have the terrain come up over the road. The thing is, I can't imagine generating something like that would be particularly easy. But that doesn't stop me, like, you know, being able to think that it would be cool to see it. I don't imagine we'll ever get such a feature in the game, but hey, yeah, maybe we will, you know, that'd be cool. Oh no, my barrel's going to roll off. So the game sort of keeps running a bit when it auto-saves, so... Well, this is quite a reliable way of doing it, isn't it? Should be able to just reach. There we go. I've got to make sure we keep the oil in there, keep the engine lubricated. Okay, we're knocking the barrels about, but it doesn't matter. Off we go. Yeah, I'll go another 10 minutes, I think, and then I'll leave you to it. Oh, did I? Well, that was that building reloading, that's all it was. We must have just gone outside of the area it's loaded in. Terrain looks to be going flat for a little while. I can see more high terrain on the horizon there, but it looks like we have a little bit of flat for a while, so we might actually be able to get a decent number of Ks in here before we go there. Oh jeez. So I can't turn too quick in this car. I mean, I could be really, you know, more violent on the steering wheel, but all it would do is bottom out the corners and then the car will crash. You know, it will roll, so I don't really want to, and if it doesn't, then it'll at least lift the wheels and we lose traction. So it's not something I really want to do. So crashing is way more likely in this car. It definitely doesn't have good handling. I still don't think the cars in this game ever should. That just looks like an outhouse out there. I'm not going out to that. It was on the right if you didn't spot it. It was like a little ways into the desert. Yeah, I think we just grazed it on that one with our sharp little... The other thing is, once this car gets a wobble on, it's not very easy to get it back because of that whole thing where it likes to wander. Like, you know, if you watch my steering readout up there versus how the car turns, Like it wanders a lot, like after you've turned the wheel, and that really does make it quite hard to recover if it starts getting squirrely. Like it will just go. And sometimes rather than desperately trying to hang on, you're better to just try and get it when it's not facing anything dangerous and just let it slide out. I mean, we're in a desert, you know, yeah, there's things we can crash into and it's not nice, but it's not like we're in the middle of a council estate where we're surrounded by houses and lampposts on both sides of the road and children and other cars and God knows what else, dogs. I'm not running the cats over, I hate those things. Kill all them, but still, you know. So we're not that bad, really, comparatively, are we? We're not doing so badly. Oh God, night time's coming back. It's always fucking night time, it seems now. We should start driving through them again, but I just feel like you can't see much. So it's, you know, I mean, I can see well enough to drive. I am flooring it, by the way, and we're not actually getting that much speed. This is good enough though. I'd quite like to just travel at this speed. It's about 110k an hour. It's not super fast. It's slower than the Volkswagen or something, but it's fast enough that we can certainly work with it. Should really adjust that mirror, shouldn't I? So I'm sure somebody is going to like being able to see out there a little bit or something. You know, there's not much point in me adjusting the other ones because you can't really see them from where we're sat. Oh man, that trail of blue smoke. You know, this thing's running well. You know, it's in good health. This engine, this car, it's super amazingly fantastic shape. It's like it just left the showroom 5 minutes ago. I'd love to know who's going around rolling all the odometers back on every car in this world. Like, I'd quite like it if they spawned in, you know, with a random amount on there. That's that thing again. I might be knocking a key with something. I've got screws on my keyboard before I was working on something, and yeah, they shouldn't be heavy enough to depress the key, but well, maybe they are. That was close, wasn't it? How close? Nah, not really. Miles away. That's why you should probably stop before you fall asleep, but yeah. Who cares, right? We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Hopefully we get another building in the next couple of minutes. You know, I like to stop at buildings, so there's kind of a point of reference. I don't know, it just feels right. Oh God, this is going to fuck up my car. Look at this road, man. I hope these contractors got fired. Imagine living in this reality, man. What it'd feel like. What it'd smell like. It'd just be awful. Then again, I don't know. Like I say, I quite like the isolation aspect of it. The fact that there's no other humans around suits me fine. Especially with those alien babes being a thing. I mean, you know, it's not like they're going to go anywhere else for it, is it? So, wow, it's stippling in the distance. That's pretty. You don't see that so much these days. It keeps phasing in and out on the right there. I think that's because it's a sprite, right until he gets a certain distance away. Yeah, this is where we'll stop then. I guess. May as well be. Yeah, we'll call this our destination. Does this car really not fit through there? So I'm starting to think it doesn't, you know. I'm going to say, we're going to hit the mirror on it, but... I feel like, yeah, this one's just a bit too wide. They don't typically get cleaning supplies at these things, but we'll have a look. That is a very vibrant green, that door. That one there. Oh, is this a truck? Like a pickup? It is. Wow, it's the same colour as that door. Doesn't go, but let's see if we can get it down from there, right? I mean, we probably should. You know, these pickup trucks are our friend. We're stuck in reverse for some reason. Look at that. Well, sort of states in it has a bit of oil. It has oil in the coolant. Let me guess it has oil in the diesel as well. Yeah, there's water in there. I'd love to know who's doing. Well, we know who's doing it. It's that radio guy. I'm telling you, it's that radio man. I swear every weird thing, everything that happens to us in this, even the aliens, is somehow been orchestrated by that radio mate. I don't know, it's just the vibe that I get. Yeah, we're a litre short on fuel from the last time I looked. So it is eating it, but not to any alarming rate. To be honest, probably could just never fill it again for the amount of time we usually keep the cars. Okay, it's a VW engine. There is a sponge, there is a broom. I'm not going to bring the broom. Bring this though. Yeah, I was hoping we'd get a brush or something. I don't think we're going to, but I don't think I've ever seen one of this building. I've got to be honest with you, but well, come and have a look. There may be gasoline or something that we can have in here. It's just a radiator. It's pretty stingy, this building, isn't it? Right, well, what we're going to do is we're going to... These aren't that uncommon, nor are these really. So I'm going to clean up that one dodgy tyre, which would it be this one? I know one of them had a clean state that it could go from where it was. So I think both of these could do with it. I don't know. You know, I think they're more than good enough, to be honest. So instead, I'll put this away, and I'm going to get rid of the rust. Car's done us proud, hasn't it, really? So we should be nice to it. It wanted to retire this car, I'm sure, and it's doing work for us. You know, it's doing work. It's doing good work. It deserves a bit of nicety in its poor, pathetic little life. A lot of hours on this car, I'm sure. It's probably been abused. It probably had a nasty owner who was mean to it. Car, I can't fully clean you up or anything, bud, but I can at least get you so you look like paint again. I'll put this back in case we really, really need it, but... Right, let's do a manual save. I'll tell you what we'll do. I think we can do that from this state, can we? We can. Oh god, it is such a mingy colour, isn't it, this thing? Look at it. It's vile. It's like bogey colour. Hey, I'll tell you what, it don't screw up too bad, all things considered. You know, you insult my car and you say it's terrible, and I'm sure it's terrible, but it's our car. It's doing its job. Let's do a save. Let's have a look. Come on, you piece of junk. Yeah, the game runs a lot slower for operations like this past this point, so don't expect super high performance out of it anymore. I'm amazed the frame rate's still as good as it is. We have done 1010 kilometres. There you go. So there we're on the counter, we're past 1,000. So we're doing alright, we're making progress. We're a fifth of the way there, we're actually over it. Yeah, I'm iTreason, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, my burgy coloured car.